You ever get that first warm day in spring and suddenly you're out there like, yep, time to plant everything. I've been there, I've done that, and I've also killed a whole tray of tomatoes doing it. But here's the thing, some crops are just so much of a drama queen, they don't like the cold. They will not survive your enthusiasm. And I'm here to save you from all that heartbreak. I've got 5 crops that you should absolutely not plant early, unless you want to start the season with regret and soggy seeds. So let's talk about timing, soil temps, and how to keep your plants and your sanity alive this spring. Let's get to it. So first up, tomatoes. These are garden favorites, but they're also a bit of a drama queen when it comes to cold weather. So even if the days feel warm, tomatoes hate cold nights. Temps drop below 50 degrees can actually stunt them. And a light frost is going to completely wipe them out. Plus, if the soil is too cold, say, I don't know, somewhere between 60 degrees Fahrenheit, they won't even develop strong roots. And strong roots, that's what helps your tomatoes through those extremely hot summer days. So without a hefty root system, those tomatoes don't even stand a chance. This is not always the case, but it's a good rule of thumb to follow. If you're not sure what your soil temperature is, use a soil temperature gauge. It's a cheap tool that can save you weeks and weeks of frustration. So if you must start them early, you can use row covers or some heavy mulch to trap some of the heat in, but my suggestion is just wait a couple of weeks and it's usually the best alternative. Alright, second on my list, that's peppers. Whether you're growing bell, jalapeno, or even habanero, these are heat lovers through and through. They need warm soil and warm nights, temps under the 55 degrees Fahrenheit at night. That's a big no for peppers. They'll just sit there refusing to grow. And sometimes they'll even drop some leaves or get stressed, making them really vulnerable to pests like aphids. And although most peppers hate cold weather, keep in mind that the hotter the pepper, the more sensitive they are. Now with both peppers and tomato plants, if you're growing them in a container that's easily moved, then you're going to be able to move those in and out with, to protect them from frost or freeze or cool temperatures. The third plant that you do not want to plant early, and that's going to be cucumbers. Cucumbers are fast growers, but only when the weather is right. So if you direct seed cucumbers into the cold soil, you'll notice poor germination, and they might just rot before even sprouting. Even if they do emerge, they're going to grow painfully slow until it warms up anyway. Last year, I was so excited because all the warm weather, and I planted mine way too early. Several of them never even germinated, and the ones that did, they actually never caught up to the transplants that I planted a week and a half later. So that just goes to show you right there that even though these transplants that were planted 2 weeks after, they actually outperformed the cucumbers that I planted in too cold of soil. Lesson learned. Number 4 on my list of plants is the squash and zucchini. We're talking about summer squash, zucchini, butternut squash. They're all the same family, so I'm going to talk about them all as one. They want warm, consistent soil. So if you plant these too early, the seeds may rot, or the plants will just stall out, or they may not even grow at all. So even small transplants can be stunted or even die if you plant them too early. Stunted plants attract pests like squash vine borers and cucumber beetles. They always say now, a healthy plant can detour a lot of pests, but a stunted or weak plant, they always attract the pest. Here's a little tip for you. You can always use black plastic mulch to warm up the soil a little bit faster if you're in a hurry. But again, patience pays off with squash and zucchini. Like a lot of places, North Texas weather is tricky. In late March and early April, we get those 80-degree days, and all of a sudden, a cold snap plunges temperatures down into the low 40s and upper 30s. Some of the old-timers around here have always told the story, don't plant any summer crops before Easter, because right before Easter, you're always going to get that cold spell. So I usually wait until the second week in April, which is coming up this weekend, to start planting any of my summer vegetables. And last but not least, that leads us to beans, especially pole beans. These are another heat-loving crop that just won't perform if the soil is too cold. So if you sow them too early, the seeds are likely to rot in the ground. Now, bush beans are a little more forgiving, but both need soil temperatures around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit in order to take off. A little side note, when you do go to plant your beans, try soaking those beans in water before planting them, and it should speed up that germination. Another quick little tip is succession planting, and I love to do succession planting around here because you can actually plant a second round of beans in the late summer here in North Texas, and you can get a fall harvest. So if you've been staring at your seed packets like, I could really plant these today, but your gut is telling you, maybe not, listen to your gut. Or you could listen to me. I'm basically your garden gut, with a voice. These 5 plants I've just talked about, they're going to thank you for waiting. Healthier plants, better yields equals less stress. What's not to love? Or if you've ever planted early and paid the price, drop your story down in the comments below so we can all learn from it together. Don't forget to hit that like button if you learned something today on this video. And click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget to share this video with one of your garden buddies who's definitely going to be planting tomatoes with a hoodie. And like always, keep her growing.